Hi there, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 10th of March. The week begins with the Sun in the sign of Pisces still, but we have Mercury and Venus in Aquarius, so we don't quite have the full power of Pisces that we can get when those two planets are close to the Sun, as they often are. But the Sun is forging a really steady but enabling link with Saturn this week. This begins on Tuesday. This suggests that some kind of expansion is possible, but we need to take steps, not necessarily baby steps, but steps which are measured. If we overreach ourselves and try to do stuff too quickly, that's when this aspect doesn't work so well. But some kind of growth that's sustainable and can hang around for the long term can evolve on the back of this. Now, ironically, Mercury is actually in a right angle with Saturn from Monday through to Friday. Now, Mercury, of course, is about thought and talk, so the inference is clear in a way. Saturn can have a kind of impinging influence on the ability to articulate ourselves quite as freely as we would like. It can also see us think about things in a more sober fashion, not be quite so optimistic. And we also need to think about the zodiac signs involved. Saturn is, of course, now twisting backwards, and it is in Scorpio, very much about getting beneath the surface of things. Can be quite exacting, especially around money and legacy issues, whereas of course Aquarius is friendlier, a little bit sort of less judgmental. The two don't go very well together. So if you are trying to do something that's a little bit more to do with a team, or it's avant-garde, a little bit different, then resistance could be met from people who are more conventional or conservative in their approach. However, Venus, which is also in Aquarius, is forging a delicious link with Neptune. This is really nice. This is in Pisces too. This suggests that the detachment of Aquarius when it comes to relationships is softened a little bit by Neptune here. It's just taking the edge off it and can just sort of nudge it to be, come on, be a little bit more warm and affectionate and not quite so logical in the approach to relating. Also, this is a week when Mars is connecting with the North Node in Libra. This reversed back into Libra at the end of February. And what we're seeing here is a combination which is encouraging us to be conscious that Mars is about a go-getting planet, but in Libra, it's kind of got some of its life force taken away from it. It's in its detriment, but I actually think it's less negative than is often said. But with the North Node beside it, it's sort of balancing Mars's desire to always do things on a kind of unilateral basis. It's saying, look, we need to be collective in the way that we do things. So when we're doing action-orientated things in our life, try to seek out the other people that you're working with opinions and just share things and do things on a more collegiate basis. That will work best. Now, towards the end of this week, Venus actually forges a quite delightful link with Uranus. And this link just pushes us to be more experimental, a bit more random, just do stuff without thinking about it too much, really. And there could be something that happens that's an unexpected invitation, email, message. We may decide to do something randomly ourselves that's off the beaten track that we wouldn't normally do, but it can be like a breath of fresh air. Now, there is a full moon which emerges at the end of this week in Virgo, and of course that Virgoan energy is very much about exactitude, but this one actually forges a semi-sextile to Mars and therefore to the North Node too. So it's kind of saying, take into account the big picture when we look at the detail of things. Don't just get so focused down that we can't see things more globally. But it is a time to balance or to get things in a better angle if something has got out of kilter in our lives. So we can't be too dreamy with the Sun in Pisces, and Virgo is just reminding us of this fact. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.